Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. This is the Papa Joe Show, where Papa Joe knows. I am your host, Papa Joe, and today I am joined by Ryan from the Divi Project. How you doing, Ryan?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for being here, man. So you and I had chatted on a Twitter Spaces. Well, we all were publicly, whatever, and having a conversation around the Divi Project and getting more community members involved. And I was like, hey, I got a small show. Come on, let's talk about it. So today we're going to spend some time talking about Divi, what's going on in the Divi Road Map, and some other questions I had thrown out from the community, and just kind of wanted to know what's going on. And I know Ryan's got a few things he wanted to talk about towards the end of the show, so stick around for some fun stuff. Appreciate it. So yeah, man. So what do you do for the Divi Project? Who is Ryan, and what's some stuff you like to do even on a personal time?
Well, I guess in terms of my background, I listen to the podcast, so I always think of like, what's my origin story? But I come from a very sports, like I played sports. I played baseball in high school and college and even professionally. And I always was interested in technology, but I wasn't the person who was building it or doing it. I always wanted the newest cool, technology. And I won't go too far into what started it, but about 4 years ago, I kind of got started into it and in, Bitcoin and Ethereum and some smaller coins. And then I got to meet Jeff and I got to watch Nick pitch Divi in a token tank, which was at World CryptoCon a few years back. And that kind of started the process. I've been accumulating and getting more and more involved in the community. And
Nice.
so as time has moved along, I've been consistently active in the community. And so I got an opportunity that one day somebody says, hey, Ryan, we noticed you've been very active and we need some help with a couple things on our social media side. So I kind of started doing a little bit and a little bit more and a little bit more, and so now I'm managing mostly the Twitter handles. We're still kind of getting me back into some of the other platforms, but handling Twitter, producing, managing a lot of the stuff you see on not just Twitter but other social platforms as well. But yeah, so I would say I am, in terms of a role, I would be social media and community uh, advocate
Sure.
or something like
Okay.
that.
Oh, cool. That's fantastic, man. Like I said earlier, I really appreciate you being on the show today, and been wanting to have you guys on. And I'd love to do another show and maybe get a bunch of different people in from Divi and kind of have a conversation. We had talked about the Divi Day stuff, and that may be something we can maybe get some people on and do like a show and like really dig into some stuff and have some fun with that one. If you want to, maybe we can do that. But yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I was gonna bring up a couple things from the community real fast, just question wise here. And somebody asked the question around PayPal. Is that sticking around? Is that going away? Are there going to be other options for doing staking payments and or masternode stuff?
So what I can say is that in terms of PayPal, I think we're trying to move away from using PayPal. There was a more immediate option, and I can't remember like where we stand on it, but basically PayPal is not something that we want to have forever. There's another more kind of intermediate option, but the idea of using like your Divi rewards to pay for hosting fees, things like that, that is all something that we are. It's coming. It's something that we plan to do and want to do for the community. It's something that's a lot of people have voiced interest in, and obviously it's not here yet, but it is something that is in the works. And I can't put a timeline on it, but to address the question of, yes, we are trying to move away from PayPal. I know
Okay.
that that's for sure. So
Okay, cool. I got somebody by the name of Magic Flood Cannon. Do you know?
yeah, he is one of the co-hosts of the Twitter space.
Fantastic. I'm gonna add him to the stream here. Just wanted to give the heads up. What's going on, Magic Flood Cannon? I guess
Hey,
that's
good afternoon, guys.
thanks for joining in, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for the invite, Ryan.
Yeah, we kind of threw it together, but I'm excited to be here and glad you could join us.
So I had just gotten Ryan introduced to the group here. Go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us who you are, what you do for Divi, and all that fun stuff, and kind of we'll kind of get back into it here. Got a couple questions and whatnot, and kind of go from there and see where it flows.
Cool. Well, thanks again for the invite. Yeah, my name's Cannon. I've been with Divi since pre-ICO.
Nice.
And started actually formally working for Divi in 2019, just doing general marketing stuff. So, yeah, kind of created a job for myself just by being a long-time supporter. And, yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's fantastic, dude. Appreciate you being on today.
Yeah.
Chime in wherever it makes sense. So, yeah.
Cool deal.
So I had just talked about PayPal. So the other question I had was, it's been a long time question. I've even wondered the same thing. What does it look like for Divi holders who have their Divi in the wallet? They're getting their rewards on them, daily, sometimes monthly, whatever it is, depending on how much they have in there, right? Some people want to be able to spend that directly out of the wallet, go directly from Divi to USD. I know that at some point I saw that on a roadmap somewhere a long time ago, or that was a thought. Someone talked about it. It's kind of touching on it again. Is that something that's still a thought? Is it something still people want to maybe potentially do? Where do you guys know, or what are you allowed to say around what's coming around the pipe from that one?
What I would say about the debit card is I know that, yeah, I think it was on like a roadmap or 2 roadmaps ago as kind of a long-term thing. And I think from what I know, it is still something that people are, interested in and want. So I think it's something that we're keeping on the back burner, I guess. I think with the roadmap just being released, yeah, it didn't necessarily say Divi credit cards or debit cards, but I don't think that just because it wasn't on that graphic or, it's not still,
Sure,
making its way to reality at some pace.
Yeah, I know the banking sectors and whatnot, those are very hard to get the right kind of partners who understand how you guys want to do things. It's different I know there are lots of other projects out there that kind of do something similar, but they're not as user centric, we'll call it, as Divi is. We're not as focused on the end user and the end user experience as Divi is. So it's very, very clunky, and I could see something you guys having and the ability to stand something like that up would be clean as everything else is in the Divi wallet. So, my background is I guess I forgot to tell everyone that is I've been in IT for more than 20 years, and I've been an engineer the vast majority of that. So whenever the end user type of experience, we call it the Christmas morning experience, where things just work and they're easy to consume, they're easy to use, and that is something very big and for Divi, and that is what takes the adoption. The easiest path, the water will go the easiest path, and Divi is making that a very big deal. And being in this space as long as I have been, I was one of the earlier miners and all that fun stuff. I've watched all this stuff grow up, and there's lots of different things that have come and gone. Y'all are building a foundation like I haven't seen before. So it's gonna be a big deal. And that's kind of why I wanted to, that particular question around the debit card stuff. Like that's a lot of people are kind of like, this is great. How do I spend it directly? So that is something that I think would be a huge step in that direction, or in a good direction for everybody. So
yeah, and one thing that I would add is, like you said, I think the foundation that we're building is very solid, and I think what people need to keep in mind is Divi as a cryptocurrency is designed to be a currency.
Right.
and not necessarily a store of value.
Right.
Obviously we're building lots of cool things, and we want Divi to be everywhere and you can use it for a variety of things, but ultimately it's intended to be, used as a currency. And
Right.
so part of that, idea of a debit card, it's going to, it's somewhere, we'll get to it at some point. It's just, yeah, I know, because there's
It's
been
just time.
discussions. Yeah, I've been lucky enough to be involved in discussions around, the card thing, and we're just not there yet.
Yeah.
We've got some bigger fish to fry, I
Sure.
guess, and that's kind of where we're at.
I think that type of conversation, just to be, like I said, I've been in the technical space a lot. I've also done a lot of other stuff from the business side of stuff. That type of thing is a relationship thing, straight up and down. And building relationships just takes time, and it just takes time, and that's just what it is. So, but um, yeah. So the next thing I had on my list here, man, was the roadmap, right? So you guys just launched a roadmap for this upcoming year, and you guys did your Twitter Spaces and everything and talked about it, and it's been fantastic to see some of the stuff you guys have coming on here. I was going to ask you, both of you, what is y'all's favorite aspect of the roadmap that you're most excited about?
Well, I'll say one thing, that the DeFi platform, which was really the at the end of our last roadmap, so it didn't really make it on this roadmap, is kind of the foundation for all of the things that you see here on this roadmap. And I think that is, without giving a date, I think that's, on the very near term horizon. So maybe by the end of the year or the very beginning of 2023, the platform will formally launch. You can already, EW already exists and the contracts are already there, but the DeFi platform is really the foundation for all of this stuff. So that's really what I'm mostly focused on in the short term and really, really excited about.
Awesome.
Yeah, I would agree that the DeFi platform is very exciting and cool, because not only is it kind of the foundation that a lot of these other things are built on, like NFT 2.0 and loyalty 2.0, but I think what's very cool about it is, I'm not a degen or, some guy who's spending a lot of time with DeFi normally, but the approach that Divi has taken is, we want to create something that, gives people opportunities, but is also not going to be some, I think there's a lot of, let's call them scammy, but, not straightforward projects, or, the protocols. There we go. And that's where I think Divi is going to take this, and Crypto Made Easy going to throw that approach to the DeFi. And yeah, I think DeFi it's a imperative. It's coming and it's cool, but I think outside of the DeFi, what I'm really excited about is the loyalty idea, because it is, I feel like it could be so widespreading that that's where Divi everywhere, like it could take Divi literally everywhere.
Yep.
In a variety of different.
I can tell you right now, there are different retailers, different merchants around the country, really around the world. They already offer a loyalty program, and I know firsthand personally, because of specific relationships I have, there are retailers who are actively looking at changing into or offering a crypto version of that. And I'm like, y'all, and I've, like I said, the relationships, I have some sort of an influence there, and I'm like, you guys should look at the Divi Project, because they had just launched this thing, and being onboarded initially is going to be a huge deal, because you get to say, hey, we're doing it through here, and it's literally using the easiest platform out there to use it. And I think that that type of that'll help drive the adoption of Divi. Adoption is where it's at, guys. A lot of people are always talking about price. I'm like, well, what's the utility behind the platform? What are they bringing to the world? That's actually how I personally do my investing in this stuff. I'm not a trader or anything like that. As I mentioned earlier, I was an earlier miner, so my mindset's very different. I want the technology first. What technology, what real world solutions are being brought to the table? And you guys are bringing actual solutions that are needed, that are blockchain based, crypto based, and it is really phenomenal. Like I said, you guys are building a foundation like I have not seen but a very few times, and those few times, those projects became very big deals. And you guys are it's phenomenal. I think one of my favorite things around this stuff is the Divi wallet as a service. That kind of stuff is a big deal. This gives net new projects, whether they're uh, someone who wants to build a new token and they want to maybe license stuff out, or they want to maybe, hey, we need a wallet, we're going to white label whatever, you guys, that type of stuff. Or if you have a merchant who wants to start accepting crypto payments internally, like you have like one of these major retailers out there, and you guys have now made it possible for very simple, almost plug and play, make it happen. And that is a very big deal. As a service, especially in the technology realm, like I said, I've been in IT for a long time. As a service is a big, big deal because businesses don't have the expertise. And quite frankly, a lot of them can't afford the expertise. I mean, I know what a developer and a software engineer cost in the blockchain space. They are worth their weight in gold and then some, because there's so few of them. And this stuff is not exactly just easy to just pick up, if you will. You know what I mean? And when it comes to this stuff, they're kind of like, I need to figure out someone to do this for me on my behalf, kind of thing. And that as a service thing, this is huge. This is a big deal.
Yeah, I think in kind of looking at the roadmap, the way that I think about it is it's kind of a funnel where we're right now, the staking and the wallet is the base of the funnel, like the narrow part. And what this roadmap has allowed as multiple opportunities to, expand and integrate lots of other companies, lots of other entities, other projects. But that's where we're still at the base of the funnel, and we're just, ready to launch.
That's kind of why I brought that up, because that piece, integrating other companies, getting them not necessarily integrating into the Divi project, but like making it so they can white label their own stuff, but writing on Divi. Ethereum and all that fun stuff, they went and made that, this is the platform for projects to be built on, right? You guys are kind of doing that, but you're doing it on there for them. That hasn't been done yet, guys. That's a really big sector, I think, that Divi as a company will benefit from greatly and be able to continue to expand exponentially from that. And the whole NFT stuff, like getting liquidity from your NFTs. I mean, to me, NFTs make sense from an art standpoint, right? Artists need to be paid for their art, right? They need to be paid for the work they've done, right? And in this day and age, it's very easy to rip stuff off. That blocks that. That's fantastic. But I think the real value comes in when you have real estate, gold, silver, and that's representing the actual value of something that is tangible, that can be, then you can get liquidity. So you forget taking a home equity line of mortgage, your home equity line out. You have an NFT, and that's your home. That's your home inside of that. Then you can actually go get liquidity out of that. And it's really, really cool to think about stuff like that. I don't know how that would work. Talking high level here, guys. But that would be really, really cool to see some stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm still, wrapping my head around the NFT 2.0 and how it works. But the idea of, basically revamping NFTs, because I've played a lot with a variety of different NFTs on different platforms, and I can see where anybody can put out anything, and to say what, is worth 500 ETH or what's worth, nothing. There's a very thin line between, worth a lot and not a lot, and it's all subjective. So
Yep.
I think adding some real, value and to the equation is going to be huge. And as it also comes to, real estate and different things that I think the NFT technology is going to branch into, I think, yeah, it's a lot of opportunities and a lot of cool stuff that, yeah, again, it started here, and there's a lot of opportunities upwards.
That's kind of why I said a minute ago, from a standpoint of watching projects come into being in this space. Like I said, since almost the beginning, I started mining in late 2011. So watching this whole thing grow up, if you will, and looking at stuff like this, the projects that last are the projects that bring real utility. NFTs will be fine once they figure out how to realistically, real world, make an actual value behind it. That's kind of why Divi is a big deal. You guys are bringing real value to the world, and that's something that very few projects have actually successfully done. Ethereum stuck around because, well, they're first to market, but they're also allowed a platform for a lot of other projects to get launched. And that's fantastic. Bitcoin has, I call them a one-trick pony. It really is. It's a replacement for banking. You're not going to want to launch something like an NFT platform or a SaaS platform or anything else on top of Bitcoin using that algorithm. It's just too clunky. It's perfect. It's great. It's very secure, but it's clunky. And secure stuff is very, it can be that way. So, anyways, I just think phenomenal what you guys are building. I mean, Nick and Josh, and everyone, like the leadership you guys have is also great, and is really cool stuff y'all are doing. I love it.
Yeah, I love. There's a saying about surrounding yourself with people who are smarter than you.
Yeah,
and I think I'm pumped to be in that position where, there's some great minds between Nick and Josh and Chris, and I mean, Herman, who's our lead dev, he's very very sharp. But just all these guys, being able to kind of sit at the table, so to speak, with them is a great learning opportunity, and I'm couldn't be happier to be a part of it.
I'm glad you guys are there. You guys are really doing a good job getting people out, drumming up the attention into this, and I really love it. And that's kind of why I was like, hey, well, like I said, I don't have a huge show, but here's some video content, and let's have some fun with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I mean, as Nick has said, we love when the community, showcases, talks about Divi, produces content. We want to support that, and yeah, we're certainly happy to be here and want to support you if you're a smart guy and having us on for Divi.
Yep, love it. I love it, man. I love it. So, something you guys are doing a promotion right now with within the Divi wallets. I think it's buy Divi, get Divi, or something like that, or win Divi.
Yes. Yeah. So we just launched a promotion 2 days ago, and it's leading up to El Derby, which is the Real Madrid and Atletico de Madrid game, which is on Sunday the 19th.
Okay.
Yeah, either the 18th or 19th, I can't remember, but it's on Sunday. But anyway, yeah, the promotion is if you buy at least $50 worth of Divi and you fill out a form, documenting that you actually did this, you will be entered into a drawing to get $50 reimbursed to you. So theoretically,
Nice.
you can get $100 worth of Divi for 50. And the way that it's working, we did this before and it was very successful. So we're doing it again, except instead of 10 winners, there's going to be 20 winners who get $50 worth of Divi reimbursed. And then I think there's 8 people who will also win La Liga gear. So lots of prizes going out. And the thing that I wanted to encourage everybody to do is use your Divi wallet to purchase the Divi, because the way that we've worked it out is you're getting essentially 2 entries for one purchase. Whereas if you buy on, KuCoin or an exchange, you still get your entry, but you're only getting 1. So you you double up your odds by using the wallet.
All right, everyone, you heard him. Use the wallet. Don't go anywhere else. Use the wallet. You get basically the double entry of it. That's fantastic, man. That's great. So I was going to also ask you guys about Divi Day. So throw it out there what that is for everybody. Kind of explain how it works, what the goal is with that, and then let everyone kind of know what they can do, how to submit like the videos, stuff like that. That'd be fantastic.
Okay. Well, so Divi Day is a celebration kind of commemorating the Genesis block, which was 4 years ago. The actual, I guess, the fork of Pivx. I'm not sure about the timeline, but the first block was on September 27th, 4 years ago. So we're having a kind of a virtual global celebration. We're going to be, well, the idea behind Divi Day is to give everybody something to, get excited about. Hopefully this is the first of many Divi Days. And, we want to highlight the community, the people who have been involved, maybe not, since the very beginning, like Canon, but people who have come on board along the way, and maybe even the people that, just found out about Divi a month ago. Sure. We want to kind of highlight everybody, give everybody a stage and say thank you, essentially. There's lots of giveaways to be won, ranging from gear to coins to Divi. I mean, lots of stuff that I think everybody who submitted a Divi Day form is entered into that. And we're going to be doing a variety of giveaways and kind of raffles from that list of entries. But in terms of, if you still want to contribute, so as of Tuesday, we closed the forum because I wanted to give the videographers.
This past Tuesday? This past Tuesday?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I was going to say, give me a link. I'll share it.
No, what I was going to say is, so you can't access the link anymore, but if you want to reach out to me, I think my personal account, which is Berg44, has the DMs are open, and so if you want to reach out or I'm on Discord, Ryan Berg, you should be able to find me if you're on the Divi Discord, but. Yeah, that's kind of the way we're doing manual submissions at this point, because I wanted to give everybody who's involved ample time to start, working on and getting this done, so that it's not the night before cramming together a bunch of stuff. And
that's never fun. Never fun.
Yeah, but yeah, you can reach out to me and I can still get you manually enter your stuff, because we had a couple questions about where you found out about Divi, or how you came to be involved, and then also what is it about Divi that you love, and we've had some great responses and a bunch of pictures and some videos. Like I said, videos. Most of the videos so far are from the team, so it'll be an interesting kind of perspective of thanking the community, I think, is the way that it's going to end up looking. But yeah, very excited about that coming up in less than 2 weeks now.
Well, I'm excited and looking forward to it. I didn't submit anything in there. I just wanted to have you guys on, and if y'all want to take the stuff in here, whatever. Y'all have fun with it. Yeah, so this is gonna I'll talk to you guys about what I'm planning on doing with the video here after we finish up and whatnot. So stick around towards the end there for me if you don't mind. But I also wanted to encourage everyone. Hey, Divi, they do Twitter Spaces. I think it's every Friday, correct? 2 p.m. Eastern.
Yes, sir.
So bring that up real quick. Kind of everyone fill in what that is, and for the community and everything there.
So if you've been around Divi, you know that we used to do monthly live at fives, and we've had to kind of transition out of that just because Nick is moved to Dubai,
Yeah.
and while he was moving, and now that he's there, he's I think he's 8 hours ahead of me, but then that's 11 hours ahead of Pacific time, I think. But the point is, it's difficult to get, everybody on the same page for a video production. So what we've done is we've started hosting weekly Twitter Spaces, and they've been on Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern and 11 a.m. Pacific. There's a possibility we might tweak that time or just kind of see, maybe a one-off might be at a different time, but historically we've gone at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific, but kind of touching on recent events, giving the community an opportunity to ask questions, have a discussion. That's what we've been pretty consistent with that for about the last 3 months or so. But we were doing them before, but we weren't from the Divi handle, and they weren't as popular as they've become with the Divi handle. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. Cannon is one of our co-hosts with me. And
you guys are always there. I love it. You guys bring so much energy to the spaces and whatnot. I really do appreciate y'all doing that, because it gives people in the community, people who've been in this for a long time, it gives everyone the option, a level playing field to be able to come up and say, hey, I have questions, and also gives it's an update time from you guys to explain what's going on. But you guys are great doing that. I really love. No one else from a standpoint of different communities, they have these spaces and stuff, and they do this stuff, but a lot of times they really only care about bringing up the OGs. They really only care about bringing up the blue check marks or the white check marks or whatever. They're very, very careful about bringing anyone up and answering any kind of questions. And I can see why, but you guys are humble and great. And I love how you're like, everyone can ask a question, because this is about community. That's what this is. It doesn't work without everybody. It doesn't work with the few at the top. It just doesn't work.
Yeah. So far we have everybody who's raised their hand, we've given them a stage to speak, and only about 2 or 3 times has it turned out to be not quite what we wanted, but
sure.
But no, everybody, if you want to speak, you'll get a chance. So, invite you to tune in, everybody, at Friday, and follow the tweets. We announce it, we remind you, we encourage you to tune in an hour, all that stuff. So, yeah,
it's definitely worth being part of that, guys and gals. And if you obviously you can't get the time, watch the recordings. Like if you see the tweet or see the post, just go and set the reminders. That way you get the recording reminder and stuff like that. There have been times that, life happens. I can't always be there. Other people I know just can't always be there, or they have to drop in the middle of it and they miss something. And it's really worth knowing what's happening in the space. It's really worth knowing what's going on with the project. And at the same time, it gives you, if you so desire, an option to ask a direct question or, to the team. How many other teams out there who there's very few, some are doing it, some are picking up. I think you guys are making waves when it comes to the adoption pieces. And that's just, I think it's phenomenal what you guys are doing that. And I want to say just big heartfelt from the community. Thank you for doing it, because it is impactful and y'all are doing great with it. And I love it. So thanks.
Yeah. The other thing that I was going to mention is, when we started doing it, we were kind of thinking of, hey, what's something that we could do to keep morale and everything up. And we were like, well, crypto Twitter is dead because we're in a bear market. And we were like,
we're not in a bear market. I'm just teasing.
Well, but we'll be able to look back on this and say, we were there during the bear, and we kept going. And the other thing I was going to mention is, if you can't make it on Friday, we are now set up and moving forward. We will be releasing the recordings on or posting them on YouTube.
Yep.
So
I saw that.
yes, even if you miss it, you can listen to it on Twitter as a replay, but you'll also be able to, put it on YouTube and, play it in the background while you're working or whatever, because
Yep.
It's going to look nice, but
there's no faces, nothing like this.
There's no visual necessarily.
Sure.
But
that's kind of what I do with stuff, even if there is visuals and whatnot. Like I'll be working away and everything, and I'll just pull something up, listen to it in the background. Whether it's something I learn, something it's, what's going on in space, whatever. It's fantastic you guys are doing that. I really, really appreciate it. I personally, like I said, been in this a long time. And you guys are by far one of the most exciting projects I've seen. And you guys are really focused on that Christmas morning experience, that ability for people to just get in there. This is easy. This is nice. This is simple. I don't have to, it's intuitive. And I think that, you got different companies out there who focused on that kind of stuff. I think of like Apple and whatnot, how they really, really focus on the Christmas morning experience. The opening of the package is specific. It's well thought out. How different features work on in the environment on the Mac. It's very well thought out, and it's very intuitive. Even if you come from other backgrounds and other different things, it just makes the most sense because your brain, there's something about it. It just clicks, right? So you guys are doing a really amazing job with that, and I love it.
And we're just kind of getting started. I mean, we've been around for 5 years, but now is when it's starting to get good.
Yeah. You start to really work. You keep grinding, and like I know Nick's busting his butt. I know Josh and his teams are busting their butts, and you guys are busting you're really actually making an impact, and you're really driving the adoption of this, and I love it. And I'm honored that you guys even came on today, and knowing and met Nick and Josh and all them a couple different times, and just getting to spend some time with them. It's really, really cool to sit there and see you guys really care about what's happening in this space, and they're really listening to the community, and I love it. So there's not many other projects doing that. There really aren't.
Yeah, well, we appreciate the kind words, and I know, speaking for myself, but also speaking for the team, we do love the community and want to support them and everything that they're doing. So coming on the show and supporting you we're happy to do that.
I love it, guys. Cannon, you got anything else to add, my friend?
No, man. Just want to bolster what Ryan said. We really, really appreciate when the community steps up and tries to help make some content. It goes a long way. And me and Ryan and some of the other community members, we'll do what we can to make sure this spreads as far and wide as we can get it. Cast a wide net for you and get you some follows. And yeah, we really appreciate it.
Cool. Well, guys, I really appreciate it very much. And I'm going to back us out here, and I'll be right back. Y'all have a great rest of the day, and talk to you soon.
Thanks, man.